Education, entertainment and efficiency. This is just three of the elements computers and internet provide. So why is it in 2015 it was reported that a mammoth 5.9 million adults in Britain had never used the internet before? Countless individuals of the older generation shun technology without a second thought. Are they scared, confused or simply just not interested? By listening to the public opinion, speaking in depth with individual elders and experiencing a Silver Surfers computer class, I uncover what life is like for older people in the digital age and if and how they are adapting. Technology continues to progress every day. For today's generation, this is a blessing. Everything is quicker, simpler, easier, and by growing up with the technology, these digital natives can pick up a new device and know exactly what to do with it. But for the older generation, this isn't always the case. I'm going to meet several people of this generation to see what technology is for them and if and how they use it, starting with husband and wife, Robert and Catherine Clemenson.
I've got to admit I've never used the internet for anything. I don't really know anything about the internet. I think sometimes, I think it's a bit hard sometimes actually, to the technology thing, to pick it up at times. By the time you get into them and the works of them, that's harder job than it is with the old ways. I think some of the old ways are a lot better. I think it's a good thing, for young ones and businesses, and it's very good for things like that. But for my generation, I haven't really been interested in it. I suppose I could have done, but it just didn't seem to appeal to me. We didn't have things like that when we were young, when I was at school. I do like the more up-to-date television and that as well, although I can't work all the programmes. I still think it's very good. People were trying to show me how to use all the new buttons in my phone, and they were the thing went away with, and I wasn't quite picking it up at the start. It took me a while to pick up what button was what and all that. I'm all right now, but at the start it got annoying. Technology does frustrate me. I think that's why I don't bother with it so much. A lot of the things don't sink in when you get older anyway, the same as they do when you're younger. I do feel a bit embarrassed sometimes about it, yeah. If I was to try it, I don't think I could do it. On my nerves after a while, I think, put it to one side, I can't be bothered with it because I just don't know how to use it. But that's it, I'm happy the way I am, so I'll just leave it at that. In the future, I can't see myself using them now. Maybe if I'd have been a bit younger, but not now. No, I wouldn't bother now.
My experience with technology has been very varied. I can handle the basic technical things, but some things I just can't understand with it, so I don't really bother about the more intricate things. I used to use the internet very, very regular, but then I thought I was using it too regular. It was taking a part of control of my life. I wasn't doing other things I used to do before. I decided to do away with it. I gave up internet and technology, not because of the costs. I just was getting a bit frustrated. I couldn't get into things that other people were saying to me, and I couldn't use these other things. I sometimes miss the history on the laptop, but I get that at the library, so it doesn't really bother me that much. Technology does frustrate me sometimes when I try to understand things and somebody's trying to tell me and I can't follow them. It gets very frustrating. I never feel embarrassed about it. If I can't use it, I can't use it. It'd be a lot better if the technology was actually simplified for persons like me to use it. Sometimes it is far too intricate and that's why I tend to just not bother using it. My friends tend to use it a lot more than I do with technology and laptops and that. One of my friends does all his banking on it, and other friends I know use it for Facebook and Twitter and all these other things, Instagram, which I can't understand one little bit, but they do use it and they do appreciate it. And it also can help people who are in the house on their own if they know how to use it. It's another social aspect towards their life. Technology in the future for me depends on the simplicity of the technology things I've got to use, and that is the only reason I don't use it now. I would like to hope that technology does get simpler and easier for the older population, and quite a few older people do use it now, but it just didn't seem to click with me as easily as it did with some other older folk. But I do hope to use it in the future if it helps me.
For those who want to fully adapt to the digital age and further their knowledge on technology, all across the UK are free computer classes, often nicknamed Silver Surfer sessions, held in hundreds of local council libraries.
I think it's very beneficial that the older generation use the technology what we've got available now. They usually have 3 weeks, one-to-one sessions, and that usually gives them a start on it, gets them going on it. Some people just want to one-off uploading photos, and it is usually more older people, particularly people maybe in the 50s who've been at work all their life and suddenly find themselves redundant. You know, they've never used a computer before. I think that the older person benefits from the classes by it keeps them up to date with modern technology. They don't feel as though they're being left behind if they've got grandchildren or children. And they're talking about all these Skype and Facebook and Twitter and all things like this. It keeps them up to date with what they're doing.
I come to the library because it's a social thing that I'm looking at, both with the computer and with the people around me. I'm an older person, so it's a win-win situation, really. I use computers for email. I recently looked up walking clubs on the internet, sort of social gatherings, really, and communication. I just like to browse now and again.
Not all seniors need guidance when it comes to technology. Russell Alsop is one of the few people of the older generation who has adapted to the digital age, integrating it into his everyday life. I'm going to meet him now.
I had to use computers for work, and that's really what started me going onto the internet, etc. I use my laptop every day or every other day, virtually, checking emails, checking holiday prices, going on news items, do order odd things off of different sites. I've got BT, so I use BT Sport, so I watch quite a bit of football on the computer. So to be honest, I'm quite a regular user. Does technology scare me? Yes, it does, in the respect that sometimes when you're going on various sites, you're sometimes frightened to move on in case you're making a mistake. I can't remember what to do sometimes, so it does frustrate me. But overall, I feel fairly confident using technology for the things that I require. If I need to go on for something totally different, then it will probably frighten me a little bit. The internet is developing so fast, it's awkward for people to keep up. Not so much the younger ones who are brought up with it, but for older people. Not being big-headed, but I know enough about computers for what I need the technology for. But a lot of older people who have no knowledge about computers, I think it would be beneficial for them to learn, if they wanted to do computer work, to learn at a library or something where they give starter classes, because it would give them an interest if they retire from work sooner than just sitting around. I can't see myself stopping using the internet or other devices because it's part of your life and it's just how people grow up now and you have to adapt to it. Simple as.
So, the question remains, can our elders adapt in a world consumed by digital technology? And the answer is yes, it is possible. Time spent with our elders has shown that some do want to incorporate technology into their lives. Several, in fact, already have. Others approach technology and stick to the basics, and the remainder don't touch it at all and never plan to. We can conclude that our elders are split in their views and approach to technology. And something to keep in mind is technology is even difficult for the younger generation. And as it stands, there isn't much technology designed specifically for the older generation. So for those who want to learn, we need to have patience and help them develop their skills.